people, you call yourselves rich, but you come from homes where your uncle is poor as fuck. You come from bloodlines where everybody's poor but you and your family. You are still poor. As long as poverty is still lacking in the fences. As long as you are rich but a cousin of yours is still poverty. Know that you can tap into that anytime. It is still in your environment. How you kill poverty is communal. By making sure that nobody in your environment is suffering. But as long as there's somebody in your environment that is poor, some people, they call themselves rich, but they have uncles and aunties who are languishing in poverty. You are still poor. Poverty is still in the vicinity. Poverty is still in your vicinity as long as you can see it when you walk around. Because literally, as within, so without. Whatever you see outside is within. So as long as you can still see it, know it is there, and you can tap into it anytime. Go to places like Luxembourg. Places like Luxembourg, even public transportation is free. You don't pay to use matatus. You don't pay to use public transportation. Now that is wealth. When everybody is feeling okay, when everybody is not struggling with the minute minority things, that is when you are talking about wealth. And guess what? Europeans, they've ensured that they have communal wealth.
Communal wealth.
It's only in Africa where they encourage individualized wealth. They encourage, you can come, get the European papers and then remove yourself from your village. After you become rich, leave them poor people there. Now you come to Europe.
Why leave them when we can grow together and become rich together?
You know, as long as they
it's
are
really 3
poverty
a.m.
within the bloodline.
Eyes.
Know that poverty is still looking at you through the windows.
But had to be in the class.
It's still looking at you through the windows. And Europeans, they've ensured, and the tricks they've used, guys, the tricks
the
that
full
Europeans
class is going to be
used.
uploaded on my YouTube channel.
These people, they
by Monday.
Do you know that
Rising.
Europeans, they have countries that they own together? You will find that France is there, Italy is there, you know, different countries are there, Switzerland is there, but then they have a country that they own
listening
together.
to the class.
Like literally their wealth, they've hid it so much that when you attack Italy,
mental
you're still
tasking.
not attacking the wealth. When you attack France, you're still not attacking the wealth. They still have countries that they've put together, which France is the one owning it, you know, with their friends. If Africans were to know the type of treachery that the Europeans use to ensure that they embezzle the wealth and keep it to themselves for centuries, you will get mad. You will get mad. Here in Africa, when you hear Uganda is a country on its own. But in Europe, you will find out that there's a country like now, Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya have come together. They have Ethiopia. Now Ethiopia belongs to Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. By the time you're coming to attack Uganda, you think you're attacking Uganda and finishing Uganda, but you don't know that Ethiopia still belongs to Uganda. And they own it through colonization. So Africans, you must wake up so that we go to where we're supposed to go. This generation, our generation, you must know it is different. We have a different generation that needs to wake up and see the way things are being run. And you don't even need to go fighting Europeans to get your bread and butter. You don't need to go fighting Europeans to build your empires. The only thing you need to do is unplug. Unplug. Africa should treat Europeans the same way an empath should treat a narcissist. Unplug, leave, and never look back. Because when you look back, you will turn into salt. If you don't want to turn into salt, unplug and never look back. Build in your villages. We have land over here in Africa. In Africa, we have 2 harvest seasons. We have 2 harvest seasons in Africa. We are favored even by the divine. We need to ensure we have food for our people. We need to ensure we have food for our people. Let's stop glamorizing KFC. Let's stop glamorizing Pizza Inn, McDonald's. Look at where the money is going. Currency, look at where the money is going. If we need a KFC here in Africa, let an African start their own KFC over here. That is how selfish we need to become. Because if we don't become that selfish, we will not go anywhere. Some people, you want President Ruto to bulldoze his way into change. The way the tricks have been put, the way there is so much chains, you cannot bulldoze your way into this shit. You need to start small. And this is why Africans, we have our biggest problem is poverty. We must start. Poverty is the ability to start from scratch. Poverty is there to test your ability to start from scratch. As Africans, we must be willing to start from scratch. We must be willing to start from scratch. Literally, me personally, I grew up seeing my mom feed us from the farm. We did not need food. Literally, we grew up poor, but food was always there. Why? Because my mom was always in the farm. And that is the culture that I am upholding even now. Right now that I have money, I can get money, my own. I will make sure that I have a truck for my mom. We will make sure that we have extra land. Now that we have money, we used to do that and we used to have so much, but it was out of poverty. Now that we know, we make sure that we plant so much. And that is what I'm currently even doing with my mother right now. But some people, you want to seem rich by going to aeroplanes, by boarding aeroplanes to Europe. That is how you want to be seen rich. As long as food is number one. Food
People
is
define
riches
differently.
Food is riches.
Differently.
And we have so much land in Africa that has been untouched. Lands that you can lease. Lands that you can do anything. Go farm.
I had to make sure you define
Guys, you
riches,
can lack money,
winning
but as
your
long as you have
authentic
food,
self,
you will live your
winning
life.
who you truly are.
You will live
What
your
does
life like
being
nobody's
rich,
business.
having riches, being a rich
We have
person
Bantu
look
lands
like
here.
to you?
Right now I'm sitting
you,
here
not
opposite
to other
me
people.
is Bantu lands here. Very fertile lands. But they don't
Your
plant.
riches have to match
They
your
don't plant
authentic
because
self
why?
and not
Majority of
somebody
Bantus
else's
are in the
opinion
UK.
about you or about who you're supposed
Majority
to
of
be.
Bantus are in the UK. In the UK, places where you wouldn't even have land to plant, and even if you have to plant one season and that's it. Anyway, someday we will change our definitions of abundance. Our definitions of abundance.
What I
One
said
day we will
earlier,
change them.
define.
Because I know future
Winning.
billionaires are farmers. Farmers are the future billionaires. Farmers are the future billionaires. But watch out for certain euros buying our. They cannot buy all our land, my friend. Have you traveled in Africa? Some people, they act like Africa is almost being finished. Africa's population is currently growing so high because we have land here. Guys, have you traveled? Me personally, when I travel from Nairobi to Kisumu, literally there is land that nobody has touched. And it is everywhere in Africa.
Yeah.
It is everywhere in Africa. And our population is the most growing right now. Guys, in the next 10 years or so, Africa will be having the highest population, the highest economy. Literally, we'll be having the richest. Because you know what? Right now, the African population is increasing, but there are also people like us who are teaching Africans the true spirituality. How to honor yourself, how to honor your ancestry, how to honor your identity and history. The moment people learn how to honor their identity and history, they love themselves. When they love themselves, they buy from themselves and their own people. And guess what? Black people are the compact majority on this particular planet. Meaning wealth is naturally on black people by default. But why don't we have the richest man in the world right now as a black person? Diversion by the Vatican. I won't even call it capitalism. Vatican. The Vatican is the one diverting Africans' money. The Vatican is the one diverting Africa's money. And the moment they stop diverting Africa's money, the richest man in the world is going to come from Africa again. Just the same way Mansa Musa was. Because that is the natural way. People with the highest population should have the richest
If you don't know about
money.
him,
They should have the most money.
If you don't know about
highest
Mansa
population,
Musa,
buy mathematics.
do you truly know about
Simple
wealth?
mathematics,
Do you truly
the
know
highest
about
population,
riches?
Highest amount of money. Highest population, highest
3
amount
a.m.
of money.
and I'm in class.
If you're living by the
Or
true
working.
God and you love your God and
We
you
love
are
it over
somebody who
here.
you love Africa, and Africa